Hello viewers, and it's the first official episode in 2018. I told you we'll be back, and of course we are here. Exclusive interviews, the biggest entertainment events, juicy gossip, and everything that has to do with show business is our business on EW. I'm Anthony, and I assure you this is the first official episode you don't want to miss, and I'll be right back. You're welcome back, and it's EW, and straight up it's our interview for the week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've known this guy as an actor, but yes, he also sings. The ladies love him. I'm jealous because he's good looking. Sit back and enjoy this interview with Ukeje. All right, OC, you're welcome. You and I have been chasing this interview for a while.
Yes.
I understand you don't need to apologize. I know how busy your schedule is. I've always wanted to ask you the question, White Waters.
Okay.
I'm sure you were still young in the business.
Absolutely.
You were a baby.
I was
and
brand
you
new.
were teamed up with some major players in the business, right? How is that? Can you describe your experience on set?
I have to be honest. Well, part of the cushion for that film was because I had worked with Ukeje Silva on a play before that.
Okay.
So it wasn't my first experience working with her. So that cushion had come in. Rita, on the other hand, was, I didn't know who I was working with until the morning of the first shoot. So it was like, oh yeah, the lead is coming, and I knew they had considered a couple names. And then when it came out and I saw Rita, and honestly I froze. You know, I froze in that moment. I'm like, okay, so it's because I thought there would be some sort of let's meet, let's talk, ease us into having a conversation, but that didn't happen. It was just get into the vehicle, I get into see Rita, I'm like, oh my god. But so that was a bit scary, but I have to be honest, Rita really helped. She made it easy for the conversations to happen and to be seamless in the scenes. Because if she didn't do that, then it would have been awkward for me.
Okay, would you say that baptism of fire helped you? Because I'm sure if you had all those giants to work with at that level, they must have been. What was the next few projects like for you?
So the next few projects for me was much easier. Because I know I did 2 Brides and a Baby shortly after that, and it was much easier because then I was working with some of my own counterparts. Working with Blessing and Teko Blessing as producer and director was also tricky, and Blessing is a no-nonsense person. So that was also brand new for me.
Okay.
Teko Benson is also pretty easy.
Yes.
But working with my counterparts made it easier.
Okay. Can you recall any very challenging character you didn't like, or one you felt was nearly impossible for you to fit into?
Well, Alan Proza, I have to say, I really liked the script. I did. But it was supposed to be this playboy character, and I don't know if my playboy ways were fully developed at that time.
Okay.
We had a couple challenges with that film as well, which I would say affected the state of mind of myself and the other actors as well, and I think including Charles Novia, who wrote and directed the film. So I know that sort of film was one of the early challenging ones, because you have to believe that this guy is capable of playboy material, and when I watch that film today, I'm just like, yeah, no.
Okay. So you score yourself.
So I would score myself,
Does that also exist here, whereby if an OC is not doing right, if he's not accepting the right scripts, if he's being naughty on set, there's a replacement? Do you have somebody like that who you feel, this is the dude who would replace me if I'm not doing my work really well?
Well, I have to be honest, I always thought that Ukeje Ukeje was, and this is way back from Amsterdam Malta box office, I thought that, look, if there was anything I couldn't do, Ukeje would do that like that. So, and it's not like he becomes a replacement. I just thought he was equally as strong and as easy on the eyes as anybody, as myself, basically. So if someone said, look, Ukeje would be the first person I would think of. The space for male actors. I know that for the longest time we had great names like R&B and Ramsey and Desmond, and Emeka Ike, and there were a bunch of names. And then it seems like they opened up for some of us to come in, and then there was Joseph Benjamin, and then somewhere in I stepped in, and now there's Uti, there's Alex, there's Ike, there's Wale Ojo, there's Shinwaja, there's a ton of other people.
Exactly.
So it's like, for the longest time, there's always been some sort of space for male actors to fit in. So I feel like it's the females who have had more of a challenge because there's a ton of them.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Half of a Yellow Sun.
Okay.
First of all, how did the script get to you? So how were you discovering? Did you pray?
I did some research. I'd heard that they were working on the script. So I kept asking people who's working on this thing, and I feel like for 1 year I didn't get any responses. But then I kept doing my business, and I remember someone reached out to me about an audition, and then he sent me the sides, and I'm reading the sides, and I'm like, I know this material. And then because I read the book before that, so I know the material. So I'm like, this is that, Go to the audition, I get like 2 or 3 callbacks, and then I finally get to meet B-Band and we discuss it. And in the beginning, I was reading for the Ugo character, the houseboy, who basically writes the book. So I was very excited and I was looking forward to it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's good to actually be a part of a big project like that, because eventually when we were doing an African release, I was fortunate to be one of the people who they put on the poster for the African release.
Well, for you, was that like a milestone for you, or do you see anything bigger for you?
I think that was, at the time, it was a major milestone, because first of all, it's Chimamanda Adichie's book. Secondly, it was one of those big budget films that you always hope would come this way and you would be a part of. And thirdly, when the African release was being done, you get to be on the poster of a hugely successful and talked about film like that. And I went with them to London, for the film festival. So for me at the time, yes, it was important. And it was just nice to also be a part of, a huge company of Chiwetel Ejiofor and John Boyega and Tanya Newton and Anika Noni Rose. You're like, when they mention their names, they mention superb. So at the time, yes, that was incredible. Okay,
for we the film lovers who watch movies, we believe big budgets, big check for cast. Right. Is that the same thing? Is that how it works?
Well, it depends on what you're playing. I mean, I don't think I've said this anywhere before. But I did not take a paycheck for Half the Yellow Sun.
I hope you're enjoying every bit talking to Osi Ukeje, the actor, multi-award winning. Fine boy, I'm jealous. All right, we have to stop here. It's just the first half. I'm going to have to air the second half next week. All right, second half, we'll catch you. Bye. To be continued. Welcome back from that interview with actor Osi Ukeje. I'm jealous. Why? Big films and he's a good-looking dude. Yes, go and tell him I said I'm jealous. All right, let's go on a commercial break and I'll be right back.
Hey people, how you doing? It's your boy Ike Osakio Dua. Say my name. Alright? Listen, you've got to catch me on the radio, alright? This is one of my hustles. It's a big deal for me. It's part of how we pay school fees, alright? So pay attention to these things I'll say to you. Listen to me on the radio. I'm on in the evening and in the morning. Mostly the evening shows. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, you can catch me on the dance party at 7:30. That's Monday, Tuesday, Friday evening, 7:30. Catch me on the dance party. You can also get me on Friday in the morning. That's right, I'm on in the morning and the evening on Friday. In the morning, I'm on with a manager 6 to 10 a.m. on the morning drive, all right? So make it a double dose of IK Friday, baby. You know what it is, all right? But help us pay this school fees. Listen to this show, my friend. What's wrong with you? Yeah? We'll see you then. God bless. Cheers.
Welcome back from that interview with Osi Ukeje. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, it's Bits and Pieces where you have access to the biggest events. Do you know what we have for you this time? Well, for those of you who like perfume and want to smell good, this is one you don't want to miss. And of course, we explore the world of architecture, design, and visual arts. Enjoy Bits and Pieces. Take it away.
I love you, no mean say. If you say make a put one.
Let's take a look at the world of design and visual arts, the relationship and creative minds behind the arts.
Well, the relationship is quite strong. I mean, they're very close in nature. Most architects are usually very brilliant artists as well. In Lagos, and what the event is all about, for instance, you know, most corporate organizations buy a lot of art, and they use that to enhance their image. They use that to make their high net worth clients feel very comfortable when they come to the bank. And at the same time, most of these corporate organizations have been responsible for developing Lagos and indeed Nigeria's luxury skyline.
Well, it's like asking who came first. Is it the chicken or the hen? I mean, they're all one and the same. They intermingle. You know, luxury villas intermingle with art. They're just one and the same.
When you have to bring in arts into your home, it becomes where the both meet and there's that synergy, and then you understand that what you have on your wall is a masterpiece.
Interior in a house, you know, we won't see what we're seeing today, because without interior in a property, the property will just look so boring. So we need interior as well as we need arts on our wall to complement each other.
In the world of the arts, we have a certain audience that we target. And when we think you have a fantastic offering, we get you a fantastic audience for connection. An audience that are ready and willing to open their minds to the kind of art or product that you're offering.
And as 2018 rolls in, we expect a lot more from the creative industry. Alright, it's a great evening to smell fresh right here in Federal Palace in Victoria Island. We're going to be doing fragrances this evening. Where to apply your favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we have a fresh time right here at Federal Palace. For you, what's your go-to perfume for 2017?
For 2017, I would say it is the Gucci Bloom, to be honest. I like the perfume I'm wearing right now is something called Rouge 540. It's from Paris and it's absolutely divine.
Gucci Bloom, the fragrance and the it relaxes me.
Not in particular, but I'm a big fan of oud. Oud smells, and I do like the Gucci Guilty. I've used that a couple of times. And one other one, I can't remember what that is, but yeah.
Parts of your bodies do you apply perfume?
Darling, back of my ear, you know, somewhere like here, and a little bit on the outfit. I'm not one of those that spray in the air and walk into it. No, it must touch my body.
I mean, you walk into it, okay? So I like to spray my perfume and walk into it. So I'm never one of those people who spray it directly on my skin. It's literally just, you know, so you can catch the atmosphere. That's how I spray my perfume. And of course, I love to always put on the back of my hands as well, because, you know, so that your hands are smelling fresh and behind your ears for when people kiss you. So there's like, they lean into the scents and lean out. It never goes wrong.
I apply it here and then behind my ear, and yeah, that's about it.
Some people put a lot of perfumes on their body, and I think sometimes it's because when it gets humid and you're a little bit sweaty, you know, that and it may not be nice. What I like to do is when I take a shower in the morning, sometimes when I have the time, you know, I don't clean myself up. I just put my perfume all over my body, and then when it dries with the water, it's just kind of, it's a mind thing. I just feel like, especially those ones that have like an oil base, so it just feels like it's going to stick. And then when I'm done dressing, I just put it on the clothes and not too much, so I don't smell like because you know, sometimes perfumes have an after effect that is nice. So when you do it too much, people don't really get the sense of what you're trying to, or how you're trying to smell.
I smell like $1 billion right now. Ask me, the world of fragrance is absolutely fresh. I'm over and I'm out. Bye. You're welcome back. I hope you had an exciting time. It's time for us to go on a commercial break, and I'll be right back.
It's about drama. It's about family. It's about music. It's about life. Silverbird Television. It's about entertainment.
Hi viewers, thanks for staying tuned to your number one entertainment station, Silverbird TV. Now have you seen something you like? A new program, promo or personality maybe? Or have you seen something you don't like? Feel free to let us know by sending a mail to feedback@silverbirdgroup.com. That's feedback@silverbirdgroup.com. And don't forget to let us know how much you love us. Silverbird TV, it's about entertainment.
You're welcome back from that commercial break, and this is where we run through the biggest entertainment stories that made headlines during the week, and it's off the wire. Enjoy this. Rude boy Paul Ukeje narrates a sad experience which led to the song Omogemi.
I remember when when things were very hard for us, if you remember, and what women were doing to me, especially when you don't have money, you know, they will leave you and start dating your friend who has money. You know, if you remember those Omogemi, say your love, no they lie, all those things that, trust me, in as much as you guys were enjoying the song, I was telling you guys my real life, man, trust me.
As 2018 kicks off, the entertainment industry also opens its doors to fresh talents. Hot on the block is new duo Rosé.
Music started as kids, particularly for me. We used to watch videos as kids. Videos like The Sound of Music, The Music Man, and so on, you know. Just watching stuff based on music. You look, born in Houston, Texas, came back to Nigeria when I was 5. Went to school, had all my school years here, so you know, you kind of adapt to and begin to grow on the roots of Nigerian music. So
we used to watch those movies when we were children. We just learned the sounds, you know, the whole notations and all that, and it just grew on us, you know, and we just felt that it was part of us. Yeah, I'd like to say that we're not really we're not the kind of people who just follow just one sound. We like to incorporate whatever we can, and if Afro music is what we need to incorporate, we'll incorporate it.
The Nigerian-born US-based group also shared their excitement at the growth of the Nigerian music industry.
It's much appreciated because it's really the only kind of music that sounds like that, you know, not just Nigerian music, but anything that comes from that Afro pop sound. People like it a lot. You know, when they hear it, they just want to move their bodies, and you don't really hear a lot of that in that place, you know. It's majorly just hip-hop, and yeah, so when you hear that sound, it just gives you a different kind of feeling, and you just want to, yeah.
I have a lot of friends back home. You go to clubs and stuff, and you hear these African songs come on, you hear Americans singing African music. So I think they've really done a good thing for Nigeria, taking it all the way over there. So definitely be Wizkid, Davido, big artists like that.
What you wanna give to me? What you wanna bring to me?
Back from Off the Wire, you're still watching EW. I need to go on a commercial break, and I'll be right back.
It's about drama. It's about family. It's about music. It's about life. Silverbird Television. It's about entertainment.
Alright, you're welcome. You're still watching EW and it's the controversial segment Gossip. Now, trenders this week, we have a whole lot that will blow you away. Bridget, take it away.
Well, if you didn't know, now you know that the Banj added another feather to his cap as he was conferred with an Igbo chieftaincy title of Eyikanwanne of Amuzi Ogbo Autonomous Community in Imo State. Well, it simply translates friend greater than a brother. And so we learn he's been prouding about it. Can you beat that? Not be people they get statue for the same Imo State, like it's going out of fashion. Well, congratulations to the Banj though. But he should thank his lucky stars that Rochas, the molding governor of the state, did not turn him to stone after the ceremony. While we at Eweekly are proud of him, he should never say never with Owele Rochas, who can still surprise him with his statue. Like they say in Imo State, the Banj, Akwolagi. So, guess who got into early luck in the new year? He's none other than young rapper Ahmed, who so dazzled Wizkid and fun lovers at his December concert that he could not help but keep his promise to sign up the young talent to his Starboy record label. Wizkid has been spotted lately hosting Ahmed whilst also promising to take care of him for life. We even heard Wizkid promise to give Ahmed 10 million naira for his start. Nice one, Weezy. Nice one, Starboy. Okay, so let's see who's still in the news. He's none other than T-Bills, the label owner and Tiwa Savage's husband, who's finally opened up about the issues relating to his marriage with Tiwa Savage and his depressive state, which prompted him to attempt suicide in 2016. 2 years after the widely reported scandal, the music executive, whose real name is Tunji Bello, blamed alcohol for the depressive state which drove him to attempt the jump over the beautiful Lekki Ikoyi Bridge in Lagos.
I didn't want to be around no one. I would just be alone a lot of times. Or I'm just trying to use things to get away in my own head. You understand? And alcohol can be one of those things that people run to. You understand? Which was kind of like that. At some point in my life, like that was my best friend.
Thank God he did not do it too. Like, okay, yeah, otherwise, that would have put a dent on the history of that beautiful suspension bridge. Just imagine now. Well, thank heavens he's coming through it all. Finally, 1 year after the story of Oluwatobilola Michael Falana, the 3-year-old photobomb boy went viral. Popular musician Terry G has fulfilled his promise to ginger the boy's swagger by sponsoring him through primary school education. Terry G, who was touched by the boy's story, joined others who have shown their willingness to help Toby and his family get out of their predicament. Thank you, Terry G. Okay, so Davido has finally revealed how much he made from his recently concluded 30 billion concert in Lagos. Sharing the details on social media, he revealed that himself and his team made $500 million on December 27th. Yes, the well-attended concert was the talk of the town as it was sold out with an impressive over 10,000 people in attendance. The show also witnessed the reuniting of the legendary Mo Hits crew for a performance, as well as the stylish daughter of Davido, Imade, on stage. Congratulations from us, Davido, congratulations. However, we are still waiting to hear how well the guys from the tax office of the Federal Inland Revenue Office are willing to congratulate Davido. Be a good citizen, pay your tax. So, did we just say that? And that's a wrap off on this segment of the Trendies. See you on the flip side.
Alright, welcome back from Trendy's Gossip. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Entertainment Weekly. But before we leave, I must thank the entire management of Grand Empire Hotel right here in Lekki for giving us this beautiful space today. See you next week. Have a wonderful time. Bye. We leave you in the hands of Joe Budden and P. Diddy as they groove to the sounds of Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Is this for real? You be the judge.